10 coming up. There's the snap. They'll set up to throw. Quarterback escapes the pocket and takes off. That's a big gain before he goes out of bounds. It'll move the sticks more than enough for a first down.
This is just a great job of understanding situational awareness by this quarterback. Nobody's open downfield, so instead he decides to buy a little bit of time by scrambling, gets out of the pocket, and he gets to the sticks and just gets the first down.
Here comes a throw from the red zone. Caught on the outside. It's Watkins. And he heads out of bounds after gaining a few yards.
Anytime a quarterback and a receiver are in sync, you've got a chance to make a very successful play. Great job here by the offense.
So here comes second down now. Every play important down here in the red zone. Out of the shotgun, he hands it off. They test the middle.
Oh, shit.
Goes nowhere.
That was an excellent effort by this defense, just staying in their run fits, holding their own at the line of scrimmage, and then making a tackle. Offense just couldn't get enough of a push to get any yards at all.
So here we go. Third down in the red zone. The kind of play that decides football games. Launching one to the end zone. Oh, and it's batted down by the defense. Great play to deny a touchdown.
Hey, the good news is here, Chris, they're still in field goal range, and they didn't cost themselves any points. But they could have more. Got to be thinking about going for this on 4th and short.
So now on 4th down, out comes the field goal unit. The field goal is good. And they add to their lead.
Well, they almost put a touchdown on the board, but instead they come away with 3 points.
So after the field goal, the kicker out there again. And here's the return from inside the 5. And the coverage team gets the returner to the ground.
That return backfires on it. Now, their offense is stuck with the ball inside their own 10.
And the Red Raiders offense is back out on the field now. Defense got a big 4th down stop in the last possession. Let's see what happens here. First play of the drive, they're going to throw the football. But they can't make the connection. Ball's incomplete.
Yeah, I'm surprised he dropped the ball here. This tight end is known for his hands. The ball's put on the money. Somehow it just goes through his arms.
And this crowd coming to life here, trying to help the defense get a stop. The offense pin back. And he's back to throw again after that incompletion on 1st down. Finds a man downfield. That's a big gain to the right. He's tackled quickly, but the yardage is good enough for the 1st down. Tackle made, but the sophomore quarterback showing us the arm strength. To 1st and 10 play coming up for the offense. Receiver in motion now. And looking to throw now on 1st down. And that pass is hauled in over the middle. Defense surrounds it. Just a short gain on that completion.
Quarterback looks downfield to make this throw. He wants to be able to get the ball to be able to pick up enough yards for a 1st down. But instead, he gets the ball at least underneath to the drag route and gets some positive yards.
2nd down after that completion. Looking to throw again. Fires it to the wideout. That's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact. No flag. Brings up 3rd down.
Man, Chris, I don't know if that was a bad read by the quarterback or a bad route by the receiver. They got to get this cleaned up before the next time they go through the air.
Tough situation of the offense. 3rd and long from their 25. Let's see if the defense brings some heat here. Dropping back. They're going to throw for the 1st down. He's moving out of the pocket. Bought some time. Now lets it go.
Chris, obviously they had to go through the air there to try to pick up this third down and long, but when you're so far behind the chains, you really allow this defense to dictate things, and it allows them to put pressure on your quarterback and can affect the timing, as we saw on this play.
And the coverage team able to bring him down. And that Bayou Bengals offense is back out on the field. Last time out, they moved the ball well, but had to settle for a chip shot field goal. On 1st and 10, they'll look to throw it. He's running out of time here. And that's incomplete. Even on a 1st down pass attempt, he felt heavy pressure. Incomplete, so it's 2nd down and 10. Quarterback pre-snap adjustments now for this defense. 2nd down, we're going to throw it. And he fires the football to the right side.
Oh, pick that off!
Complete would have had a huge gain. Took his eye off the ball.
What a hit there by the defender. Tough for the receiver to hold on to the football when he has that kind of contact. Good, clean play by the defense.
The offense facing a tough conversion here. 3rd and long from the 42. Moving the receiver around pre-snap. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw it. He's going to launch it deep again. And that's incomplete. They weren't afraid to let it fly, but it brings up a 4th down.
Boy, this is all about the defense here. Nice stop here on 3rd down, but really it's about trying to get this offense behind the sticks. Once you get them behind the sticks, you can mix up your coverages, really affect the quarterback's eyes and disrupt the timing and the rhythm of what the offense is trying to do. Now we've got another big 4th down coming up.
And the returner is brought down. Texas Tech offense trots back out onto the field now. Last possession, they were forced to kick it away. Can they finally get things going this time? Pre-snap motion from the offense. A pop pass on the jet sweep. Stop after a small gain. Now looking at 2nd and 9.
Boy, I'm a big fan of that jet sweep motion like that. It really forces the defense to stretch them out horizontally and can create some vertical seams for this offense. They got some positive yards. Didn't quite get the 1st down, but I'll tell you what they've done. Planted a seed on this defense that they better defend this style of play moving forward.
Oh, my God, he was wide open.
Goes into double coverage that time. Going the other way, can they catch him?
Bro, how you missed that throw?
Defensive back here. You have no idea how tough it can be and how slippery it is out there with this rain. The defense is reacting to the offense. The offense knows exactly where they're going when they're running their route. The defender has to try to be very careful to keep his footing underneath him. Sounds simple, but it's not. To come up with that interception while doing that, that is a big-time play.
First play of the drive, they come out throwing. Junior steps up and makes an impact play. A sack sets up a 2nd down and very long. And the quarterback looking to make a play through the air. That's reeled in. It's Anderson. And they bring him down after a solid gain, but it's still well short of the 1st down marker.
A running back who can take a check down like that and turn it into a gain can be a quarterback's best friend. And it's an easy way to rack up those touches and get the ball to your playmaker in the open field.
And he'll drop back here on 3rd down. Intercepted right near the end zone. What a play. Big takeaway, now looking for a big return. Past the 50. At the 30 now. The 10. Touchdown, Texas Tech. And the defense adds 6 with the interception return. And And a pick six, a monster play by this defense here, Kurt.
That defender showed a lot of athletic ability there with the ball in his hands. I wouldn't be surprised if the head coach watching that thought about maybe giving him some reps as a returner after that touchdown.
Good job dealing with the footing. PAT is good. Here's the kickoff team now, set to boot this one away. Fielded in the end zone. It's Brown. And he's tackled just short of the 25. Okay, so here comes the LSU offense back on the field. They're trying to recover from that last possession. They had things going, but then a pick six, a devastating play. They got to recover from that right now. He's got it on the left side for a big gain. They bring him down, but not before an explosive play through this offense through the air. They'll change the pre-snap look now. First and 10 here, looking to throw the ball. Looking for his big tight end. He's got his man in the open field.
Wow.
Stopping and takes it all the way. Touchdown, Bayou Bengals.
Well, perfectly thrown football here, and this quarterback's got to be fired up. That's his first passing touchdown of the season. Here's the first of hopefully many more for this young man.
After the extra point, the lead is now 17-7. So the offense gets momentum, scoring before halftime. Now the kickoff. We'll see if the defense can get his top and preserve that momentum. Return begins inside the 10. And they've got the returner corralled. Texas Tech offense is back out on the field now. Let's see what they do here in the final minute of the half. Try to get aggressive and cut into this lead or play it safe. Looking for the wide out.
Oh my God, bro, we dropped that.
The first down pass over the middle. Incompletion sets up a second down. From the shotgun, drops back looking for an open man. And the defender gets a hand in here to break the pass up.
Ooh, this quarterback is really rolling the dice out here today. Remember, he threw an interception the last time they had the ball. I thought he might learn from that, but instead he comes out throwing it into coverage again. Somehow catches a break on this tip ball that this one wasn't in.
Breaks into the clear. It's a sprint. The 30. Past the 20. Forced out of bounds after a big gain. This offense set up for the first down.
Boy, nice job here by this offense, creating an opportunity for this receiver to excel after the catch. It's early in this game, so this defense better get their arms around this receiver because he could be a monster today.
First and goal, handoff. He's wrapped up nicely there by the freshman. They'll have to hurry now. Second down with the clock ticking. Trying for the touchdown. They'll test the left side. Couldn't quite get there. Brought down at the 2.
The offense that time just trying to get the ball out in the perimeter, trying to find some space to be able to get their speed into. Pretty good job by the defense of slowing them down.
So the offense takes the field in the final seconds of the half. Chance for just a couple more plays. muscle it across the line. And he runs it in for the score. Touchdown, Red Raiders.
Chris, we're still early in this football game. We're in the second quarter. It's a critical touchdown to get their confidence to believe that they can come back and still win this game.
The extra point cuts the lead to 3, 17-14. So an important touchdown just before halftime. Not much time for the opposing offense to try to answer before the break. And the return man decides to signal fair catch. Final 10 seconds of the half. It'll be first down. Off the play fake, looking to throw. Here comes a deep shot. Incomplete, just 3 seconds left. Time for one more play. Looks like one more play here before halftime. Quarterback adjusting out of the defense. Looking to pass here on second down. Close to the tight end. Catch made on the right side. That's a big gain. We finally make the stop there after a huge gain, but that wraps up the first half. And that will do it for the first half here. Kevin Connors now has our halftime update. The Red Raiders will kick this away to start the second half. Bringing it out, it's Brown. Tackled at the 22. Good job by the coverage team. And here comes that LSU offense back onto the field. First play of the third quarter is a handoff. And just a short gain this time. They're able to get him down.
You know, in the era that we live in right now, everybody wants to spread the field around, try to create space, try to create one-on-one matchups, and the defense has countered over the years by trying to play out wide. Here's a great example. The defense has the ability to play wide, but still be solid at the line of scrimmage, not give up big run plays.
What's the play call here on second down for this offense? Quarterback changing the play now at the line. He'll look to throw it here on second down. And he's going to stretch the defense.
Oh, this motherfucker dropped it. Oh, yeah.
Does bring up third down.
Well, they come out firing here to start this second half.
This nigga dropped it.
But I think it sends a clear message to this defense that the adjustments that this offense is going to make is that they're going to be aggressive and they're going to look for their one-on-one opportunities.
After the incompletion, they'll have to try to convert here on 3rd and 9. Dropping back, looking to throw for the first down. Look at this, he'll go deep again. It's complete. What a grab near the sideline. And a big gain before he goes out of bounds. The offense keeps churning, gets a fresh set of downs. LSU getting set for the 1st and 10 now. Here's the snap. Offense looking to throw the ball. There's a shot toward the end zone. Intercepted.
Caught that one though, huh?
Going the other way. Can they stop him? Not just a pick, but a big return. Sets up the offense in good position.
That offensive coordinator is going to have some choice words for his quarterback over the phone on the sideline after that throw. You have to be more careful with the football.
Takes the ball and heads to the left side. And he'll make his way out of bounds after gaining decent yardage.
I think this defense keeps thinking about them throwing the football, and by doing that, they're opening up running lanes. Good positive yards there by the running back.
The game makes it second and medium. Handoff running right. The sophomore with a strong tackle there. So a very makeable third down for this offense from the 26-yard line. And they pick up the first on the ground. Breaks loose at the 40. They bring him down, but an explosive play by this offense. Big gain.
Boy, there's nothing more demoralizing for a defense than to give up a first down on a big run like that on third down. You got them where you want them, probably thinking that they're going to throw the ball. Instead, they run it and gash you for a huge gain on the ground.
Here's a carry for the fullback. Nowhere to run. They'll corral him for no gain. Second down after that previous play. They'll switch it up here, looking to throw. And it falls incomplete.
Man, come on, bro.
This passing game has got to be able to get into sync and find a rhythm.
Offense been in reverse here. Now a long way to go to convert this third down. Dropping back, we're going to throw for the first down. He's going to take off. They make the first down, brought down to the 31.
These are the kind of plays that keep defensive coordinators up at night. You spend so much time putting your plan together to stop the pass, and then nobody accounts for the quarterback on a run.
The Red Raiders pick up enough yardage to move the sticks. They flip it to him on the jet sweep. There's a loss after the completion. That's a good play by the defense. Offense getting set. It's second down. Quarterback drops back. The pass rush closing in. Hit as he releases it, and the pass ball is incomplete.
Well, it's pretty simple. The defensive line does a great job of getting after the quarterback and forcing him into that incompletion.
Eighth play of the drive coming up. Quite a long way to go on third down. Drops back from the shotgun, looking for an open man. And he can't escape. It's a sack to the defense.
Now they put that nickel defense, and I think that's the right call. You get more speed to be able to cover with those 5 defensive backs. It also allows that defensive line with that good coverage to get after the quarterback, as we see here.
We'll call for the fair catch here. That Bayou Bengals offense is back out on the field. This drive is important. Last one and an interception. Let's see if they can get it going here. Runs through the defender. Solid run. They'll bring it down to the 28-yard line.
It's exactly what you want to see as a play caller. You get positive yards to be able to kind of keep you on schedule as a play caller. That's all you can ask for. Good job up front and a nice run.
Gain makes it second and medium. Quarterback sets up, looking for an open man. Short throw complete to the tight end. And the defense grabs him after the completion. He's just short of a first down.
Boy, that's pretty good coverage here by this defense. Not much of a window to throw this ball into, but the quarterback's accuracy and the size of the tight end picks up a nice game.
Third down upcoming after that completion. And they're moving the receiver now before the snap. Quick pass. Here comes a jet sweep. And that will pick up a first down. They'll spot it at 38. A running play gives the offense a fresh set of downs.
Yeah, to me, Chris, with this offense, it's almost an extension of their running game. You put the receiver out in motion, you flip the ball out to him, out to the outside, let him do what he does best, which is use his instincts, and he picks up the first down.
And they'll stop him after a fairly minimal pickup.
Man, that jet sweep action puts so much pressure on a defense. You get so locked in on the ball attacking you downhill. But when offenses sprinkle this kind of offense in, it stretches this defense out wide and can create some vertical seams for big plays.
Looking to throw yet again. He's moving out of the pocket. Looking to scramble now. Heads out of bounds after a solid gain, more than enough to pick up a first down.
Boy, this guy can do it all. We know what he can do with his arm, but when things aren't there, does a good job of pulling it down, knowing where the first down marker is, picking up the first down.
LSU getting set with a 1st and 10 coming up. Quarterback making some changes at the line. Looking to throw it on first down. Makes a quick catch. You make the tackle, but the game moves the ball to the 28.
Well, it's great to see this quarterback from LSU make that throw and put it right on the money to pick up that first down. And I think that's the big thing that LSU fans want to see is consistency from the quarterback position. There have been moments where you've seen that. There have been other moments where they've been asking for more out of their quarterback. So you had the Burrow moment in 2019 that was historic, one of the best we've ever seen in the sport. But now you want to see throws like this and be a great complement to that running game. Then you become a complete package and a real threat in the SEC.
Here we go. First play of the quarter. Offense setting up for a 2nd down play. They'll run it here. Running back has the ball. And they tackle him, but not before he picks up the first.
Boy, as a head coach, you preach fourth quarter offense all year long. The importance of being able to finish out a game. This is a great example. They have secured this football, this drive. They've been able to convert on 3rd downs, and they keep moving this clock. This is a clinic on how to run a 4-minute offense.
Talk about quickness. That play is absolutely blown up in no time.
Chris, I don't know if that's a misassignment by the offensive lineman or just really good instincts there by the defender, but that play is blown up right at the snap.
Offense getting set. 2nd down play here. Quarterback drops back. We're going to test the touchdown Tigers.
Well, what a job by the offensive coordinator going to that 5-wide receiver set, creating the one-on-one matchups, finding the most favorable matchup, and then going to that receiver for the score.
Extra point knocked right down the middle. Kickoff team on the field getting set now. And the returner decides to signal fair catch. And the Red Raiders offense is back out on the field now. Last time they were forced to punt it away. Can they get points out of this possession? On 1st and 10, looking to throw. It's incomplete. He was hit as he threw. Good pass rush there on 1st down. 2nd down after the incompletion. Drops back in the gun. He's moving out of the pocket now. Pulls it in. It's Davis. Runner scoots out of bounds after gaining decent yards. The running back sneaks out there. He is a difficult matchup for this defense in the passing game.
Man, it is so tough to match up in man-to-man coverage against a back like this and catch the ball like a receiver. It's something you work on all week, and you know about it. You're aware of it, but it's one thing to be aware of it, and another thing to go out and execute it and try to stay within the man coverage. Very tough to do.
Going to pick up the 3rd and short through the air. Got him. He's sacked.
And just like that, you squeeze the life out of this offense. That's another sack by this defense. They have been in that backfield the entire game, and a big reason why these guys are enjoying a lead.
The offense stays on the field, down multiple possessions. Easy choice. And he's throwing for it on 4th down. He's looking deep here. And it's intercepted as he threw it into heavy traffic.
Like a punt.
Boy, would this quarterback love to have this one back. They're trying to work themselves back into this game here in the second half. And the defense comes up with a big turnover that could be the nail in the coffin.
Okay, so here comes the LSU offense back on the field. The last drive, the passing game, very effective. Moved them right down the field. And the defense make adjustments. Using his legs, it's Anderson. They'll stop him behind the line for a loss of 1. And now the defense decides to spend a timeout to regroup a bit.
Man, just complimentary football, really, in a nutshell. They get this football back thanks to their own defense, creating that turnover, working with the lead like this. Really, it's all but over. Now the offense is just thinking about running the football and working that clock.
Here's the toss play now, running to the right. Finally out of bounds after a solid game, but there is a flag on the field. So let's check this out.
Hold the flag.
The guys up front lined up. It's 1st down. Stopped right at the line of scrimmage.
Well, the offense is trying to create some matchups to their advantage, but man, this defense is so athletic. Nowhere to go here after this catch.
Now it's 2nd down. Quarterback making adjustments now to what the defense is showing. Second down, we're going to throw it. Oh, and it's picked off, a crushing mistake. And he's got some open field ahead. At the 10. Touchdown, Texas Tech. And the defense joins the party with a pick 6.
I can appreciate the aggressive approach by this offense, but it backfires on him, and now you give the opponent a chance to really cut into the lead and come right back and have a chance to win this game.
Extra point splits the uprights. Here's a kickoff team. Let's see if they give the returner opportunity to bring this back.
Not my water.
And he takes this from inside the 5. Comes that LSU offense back onto the field. They moved the ball in the last possession, but a devastating end of the drive, a pick 6, and they recover from that right now. Tackled behind the line, it's a loss of 2.
Well, but the only thing that went right for the offense there, Chris, is they kept the ball in bounds to try to keep that clock moving. The defense does their job. They're just trying to think of any way at all to get that ball out and get the ball back to their offense to have a shot here.
They got some ground to make up, 2nd and long from the 15.
You see what I'm saying? Like, he's just, I think he's just so fucking smart.
Do you give yourself
Quarterback checks the defensive look, makes some adjustments. Pass here on second down.
But you see what I'm saying? Like, he's not saying anything profound.
Right.
He's just telling people kind of stuff with people. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's an athletic play by the
So
defensive
if
back.
he did
Playing
that, people
tight
are
coverage, seeing the
nothing.
ball, and not giving the receiver a chance to get their hands on it.
Right. Right.
Here we are late in a close game. Crucial play coming up, 3rd and long. Dropping back, we're going to throw for the first down. He's looking to make a big play downfield. That one falls incomplete. They tried to press it deep, but now it brings up 4th down.
Chris, I just don't know about this call. I like the aggressive approach, but at this point, late in the game, playing with the lead, 3rd down and long, maybe you run the ball. You know, work that clock. Continue to think about the big picture. Now you're facing 4th down and long, and I think you got to punt it away and hope the defense can secure a victory.
And the Texas Tech offense trots back out onto the field now. The last possession ended in an interception. Let's see if they continue to trust this quarterback in the passing game. The gain is 3 yards, so 2nd and 7.
Well, anytime you use your quarterback as a runner, the goal is obviously to hit some big plays. You've got to be careful of letting your quarterback take too many big hits. Not only can he get tired, he can also start to fumble the football.
Quarterback looking to throw it on 2nd down.
Wow. Wow.
Break up the pass.
Boy, this quarterback is living on the edge. Remember, he threw an interception in the last drive. Thought he might learn from that. Instead, he throws the ball right back into coverage. I thought he threw another pick. He better change the way he's playing the game or he's going to cost his team a game.
Now it's 3rd and long for this offense. Football right at midfield. Cannot connect. Incomplete. And now 4th down.
How about the call here? They call it the screen on 3rd down and short. You don't see that called very often. They're not able to even complete the pass, so no chance at a conversion. So we got 4th and short.
So here we go. Down 1 score. They're going to go for it on 4th down. There's the snap. Quarterback setting up the throw. Finds his man. Has the first down. And that game will pick up a first down and move the football to the 36.
Boy, the defense was in the right coverage here. Looked like they had exactly what they wanted to be able to come up with a stop here on 4th down. But there's the timing between a quarterback and the receiver. They knew exactly where they needed to go. Great timing and a first down.
Picks up 2, so it's 2nd and 8.
See, that's how you limit what an offense wants to do. This time, the defense just won the battle up front at the line of scrimmage, not giving up any big plays. Everybody's gap sound. It's really solid defense on that play.
2nd down here. Time for perhaps just one more play before the 2-minute warning. We've reached the 2-minute warning now. Can this offense come away with a late comeback victory? Getting set. Here's 2nd down. Out of the shotgun, he'll hand it off. They tackle him. Looks like it's going to be just short of the mark, inches away.
I tell you, to be able to pick up a nice game like that, those offensive linemen have to sustain their blocks. Gave them a chance in a really nice game.
So the offense faces 3rd and short from the +26. Might be 4-down territory, but let's see what the call is here.
Wow.
They'll stop him behind the line for a loss of 1. Might have thought they could catch the defense off guard by running the fullback there, but they were all over it.
Yeah, that's a great job by this defense of just showing their instincts and awareness here. Like you said, not being fooled at all. They slip it to the fullback, and he doesn't get any yards at all. In fact, he goes backwards. Good job by the D.
Down 1 possession in the 4th quarter, and the offense is going to try to convert here on 4th down. Going to run it. It's Davis. And they pick up the first down, tackled at the 25.
That's just mano-a-mano right there. Offensive line does their job, gets a nice surge there, and the back does what he needs to do to pick up the first down.
And the Red Raiders begin a new series here, 1st and 10. A pop pass on the jet sweep. They stop him after a 6-yard gain, so 2nd and 4.
You know, the good thing about this play is it's not an explosive play, but it really gives you a chance now to be able to pick up a first down here on this next play.
And here comes the noise. This crowd is trying to inspire this defense to make a big red zone stop.
Hey, yo.
Now that's going to bring up a critical 3rd down here as we're late into this football game in a drive where they need points. This quarterback's got to take control of this huddle, make sure everybody's on the same page. You have multiple plays you can go to, whether it's a run or a pass, but you've got to come up with a first down.
After the incompletion, they'll come to the line for 3rd and 4. Here's the snap, looking to throw. On the run here, lets it go. Receiver makes the grab.
Obviously, you're going to throw the football on 3rd down. Man, they complete that pass and lose yardage to set up this big 4th down.
Here we are late in a 1-score game, and they're going to go for it on 4th down. Crucial play here. They go to the air, bringing pressure, running out of time in the pocket. Oh, they stopped him short. What a 4th down play, and they will take over on downs now.
Chris, I like the call here going for it on 4th down, but the receiver has got to do a better job of knowing exactly where that first down marker is and run that route a yard or two beyond the sticks to be able to give yourself a chance to pick up the first down. Instead, defense comes up with a stop and they get the ball back.
Well, Kirk, we thought it might be this kind of a game. Very small margin for error in this game. Who was going to make the crucial play at the end? And they did it to get the W.
Yeah, Chris, when games get tight like we saw here, it really comes down to who's the better coached team, who's going to execute better, and just as importantly, not letting the moment get to your head. That's a nice win for this head coach and his team.
And that is going to wrap it up. We enjoyed this one here. Kirk Herbstreit, I'm Chris Fowler, and this has been another presentation
shot up, and speaking of which, between 2 defenders, give it up. Look, the question is a little bit within the next 3 minutes, cut this lead in half. But that's where you want to be. Cut it in half and give yourself a chance the last 3.5 minutes of this game. But with this crowd, it's going to feel like more than that. Okay, Jemai Neal.
Hey, good afternoon, everyone. It is 2 o'clock. I'm going to give it 1 minute, and then we'll start. it's 2:01. Let's get started with the March edition of our county-wide ETP call. Just take a quick roll, make sure we have people on from every office. AK? We are here. All right. GPE? Here. Southeast?
Here.
Warner?
We're here.
Hyatt? We're here. All right. And staff development?
Good afternoon. I'm here.
All right, good. I think we're good to get started then. Okay, so just a couple of things that I wanted to start off with today. I usually like to kind of do things for our meeting today, but I looked up holidays for March 20th, and I came up with 22 national holidays. There's a ton of them. So I will go through some of those just so that you know what you can go ahead and celebrate today. Given that you now have 22 choices, or actually I think it was 21 choices to celebrate different things today. The first thing though I do want to go over is I want to revisit a couple of things. First thing is, let me pull this up. Okay, where is it? All right, got it. Okay, so the first thing is the Ops 24-12-02, which was been revised now twice. The first time it was a revision. This was about the telephonic signature on the AMR, and then it was revised one more time to indicate that you could now get a telephonic signature for the diversion AMR. So that the regular AMR now can be telephonically signed, the diversion AMR can be telephonically signed, and now we can do it with the employment and development plan for SNAP-ENT. So all of those agreements that individuals have to sign in order to be enrolled in employment and training now can all be telephonically signed, which is a great thing. But, there are caveats. So we have that ability to do that, but we do have to follow some rules, right, in order to make sure that we're doing it correctly. And if you look at this ops, it has a lot of information about what it is that you should be putting on your AMR or your EDP or your diversion agreement. So it has all very specific language that must be posted on those forums. What I want to do is this latest update about the EDP, indicate what must be included on the EDP. So if you notice here, the latest version, of course, the EDP information is highlighted in red. And it does say that what you need to put on there has to be orally signed and orally attested to. This is in the narration, and then you have to say what was orally attested to and orally signed, what exactly the form was that was done, and what page it was. A very specific narration that should just be copied and pasted onto the narrative template. So make sure that information is on there. This stuff will be scrutinized by QC sometime later, both for the AMR and for the EDP and for the diversion agreement. So make sure that all that information is done according to what's listed on this ops. But there is a little difference with the EDP that's not the same with the AMR. So the AMR and the diversion agreement allows the individual to not sign it if they do not wish to orally or telephonically sign the AMR or the diversion agreement, which is fine. Then they are given 30 days in which to get a signature back to the CAO from the date of the interview. So if you're doing the AMR with an individual and you're on the phone and they say, no, I don't want to telephonically sign that, you need to send it to me, I'll put a signature on it, it's fine. You need to go in and set the alert for 30 days for the date of the interview in order to, when you get that back, to either take an action to either remove the individual for the TANF grant, or if it's e-TANF, you go ahead and close the entire TANF grant. During that time period, you can also refer an individual to a contractor with an unsigned AMR. I'm going to get into that a little bit detail in a minute. But there is a little difference with the EDP. For the EDP, you only have 15 days, not 30. You have 15 days from the date of the interview in order to, and it's here on page 4 of the ops, for SNAP ENT, the EDP is not returned within 15 days, not 30. The individual will not be referred to a SNAP ENT program, and the reverse referral, if applicable, will be denied and sent back to the originating SNAP ENT provider. So it's a little different than the AMR. You only have a 15-day time frame in order to get it back instead of the 30 days for the AMR. You still will have to set some type of control or alert in the system, something to tell you whether or not that's coming back, so that you can not make the referral, but you shall not take any action on the actual SNAP grant because SNAP ENT is voluntary. All that means is that you cannot refer an individual. Because for SNAP, you cannot refer them with an unsigned EDP, as opposed to the AMR in TANF, you could actually make a referral with an unsigned AMR. So I just wanted to make that little distinction, make sure that you're up on this new addition to the ops, which includes telephonically signing the EDP. Anybody have any questions about this? Okay, so about the signature, did bring up a couple of things that were brought to our attention about the information that you're supposed to put on the AMR. This is AMR specific. I have actually not pulled up an EDP from the system, so to tell you the truth, I was going to do that before this, but I didn't get a chance to do it. So I haven't actually pulled one up from the system, EDP, to look at what you can actually enter. Because you know that when you pull them up, you have PDF files, and some areas are kind of grayed out, and you can't actually enter information. So because of that, somebody noticed in Warner that the system, when you pull up an AMR, would not allow you to put orally signed in the client signature fields because those are grayed out. So you can't enter that information, even though the op says you're supposed to put it there. While you can put the block information in, the information in the block that's required on the AMR, you can't, where the client's supposed to sign it, put orally signed in that block, even though the ops tells us to. So a clarification was sent up. Clarification came back and said that if you're doing it through SIS and you're able to actually, when you're pulling it up from SIS, when you're doing the interview, when you're pulling it up through SIS, it will block you out from putting orally signed with client signs. That is okay. That's not going to be an issue that's going to be held against you for doing that, and there's nothing. You just have to enter the information on the AMR that says the individual is orally signing and initialing this document during the telephone interview on this date. So as long as that information is on the AMR, you can leave that orally signed off of the thing. However, if you pull it up through DocuShare or you're mailing it locally and it's orally signed, you will be able to enter that orally signed into that signature field. And so they're asking us to go ahead and do that if you're pulling the document up from DocuShare or if you're printing out a manual version to send it. So then you should put orally signed where the client signature is. But when you're pulling it up from SIS, you're not going to be able to enter that information because it blocks it out. So the policy clarification is basically saying if you pull it from SIS, you don't have to worry about putting orally signed. You do have to have the other text in there saying the individual is orally signing and initialing this document during the telephone interview. However, if you're pulling it up from DocuShare or if you're printing it out, then you can just simply put orally signed where the client signature field is located.
Here's another tip.
Any questions about that?
How to create a home court advantage.
So I brought in Scott for some
Okay. The other thing is about contractors. So we did have a stance of brought this up actually because the contractor decided that they were not going to accept the AMR because it didn't have that orally signed in the field. Which brings up other issues. So we did have a contractor CAO call. It was last Tuesday, and actually I did discuss this with the contractors. As long as somewhere on the AMR it indicates that this was telephonically signed or orally signed, then the contractor shouldn't have an issue with it. The thing about the contractors, they should not be sending AMRs back to us or not accepting referrals because they feel that the AMR was done incorrectly, because it is not the contractor's decision to determine how the AMR is supposed to be done. That is a CAO decision. The CAO makes the determination, and if we get it wrong, the problem that we suffer is QC will give us a hit on it, if we screw up an AMR. They are supposed to accept the AMR when we send to them. So it's not something that they should be not referring a person because they feel that the AMR is not filled out properly. That is not their purview to do so. If they don't have an AMR, they can reject the referral because an AMR is a required document to accept the referral. But how the AMR is completed